Hello everybody. As you know, we don't have any railroad ties on our railroad yet, so we can't change a railroad tie. We are going to head to Lake Linden and go to the Torch Lake Railroad today, and we're going to help them do some maintenance because we got rained out here today. We fueled up the loader, we planted some grass seed, so on one hand it's great for the grass seed, that'll germinate it and take off. On the other hand, we got rained out, so we're going to go help our neighbor railroad work on theirs, and hopefully we're going to change some ties, and we'll kind of show you the process on how we're going to change railroad ties today. So let's hop in a pickup and let's head to the Torch Lake Railroad. Well, we couldn't work on our railroad today. We're on our way up to Lake Linden, and here we come across a crew working on a railroad. I believe this is a Canadian National line, so yeah, I don't know what they did here. Looks like we got some new pavement. I'm not sure if they redid this whole... Yeah, they redid that whole section going through the highway there, so that's pretty cool. The whole day seems to be railroad themed. Imagine that. We are going to get right down to business. We were going to change some ties, but they already had the old ties pulled out and new ones put in. So we're just going to do some maintenance and ballasting and spiking and putting some plates in. So let's get to it. So once we got started here, there's a lot of BSing going on. Getting some game plans. Well, we got some rail spacers or rail gauges there, just cut out of wood that we're using. We just lay them in between the rails, and you can see we have a high lift jack to spread the rails. And we have a come along to pull the rails together where needed. So it's a consistent battle pushing rail and pulling rail to get the gauge just right.
Probably this one, which I have put the plates on. It's dry. Right here. We're gonna drive it down.
If we put a spike there, then it'll be right.
As we're working along here, you'll notice bottom right corner of that railroad tie doesn't have a plate on it, and it's very loose on the one end. So we'll put the plates under there, we'll jack the rail up. We'll get some ballast underneath the tie, raise up the tie.
Need a ass right there.
So here we're just straightening up that tie. It's a little bit crooked. So before I got here, somebody had all the railroad tracks actually spray painted with little dots. Everything was measured out before we got there. So while we are straightening the ties, we know exactly where they go because it was pre-measured. Then you'll see we're drilling some holes. If you don't pre-drill the holes, it's really tough to get the spikes started.
That's the part that really passionate about it. Like, if you want to do it yourself, that'll hold something. This one ain't gonna hold anything. It's really good. Exactly. You can break it up. Oh, that's not gonna. Yeah, better. What we got going on here? Yeah, because the connection.
Well, you'll see here we're going to bring some ballast under these ties. We'll lift the ties up best we can, put gravel all around them, and tamp the ballast underneath the tie. when you speed things up, it's interesting to see how many movements were involved. That's why having a lot of people is great. Somebody to get a shovel full of ballast, somebody to grab a tool, you have somebody to grab the spikes, the rail joiners, well, we didn't do any rail joiners, to grab the plates, and then you have to move all these tools down every step of the way. There is a lot of movement and a lot of motion going on here, so many hands makes easy work. And we had a lot of fun. We told stories all day. We didn't rush, and we got a couple of 100 feet all gauged, spiked down. You can see the brand new spikes we're putting in. We got some more time lapse here for you. Just pay attention to how much movement goes into doing a few ties. It's amazing. Well, instead of putting some music, I'm going to walk you through this. So I'm lifting up a railroad tie right there. They're going to bring some shovelfuls of gravel over. You can see them tamping underneath the tie. We moved forward a few ties, so you see they just moved the locomotive forward. The generator is on the locomotive, so we have to keep that along with us. The extension cord isn't long enough, so yeah, there's just a lot of movement here, a lot of steps. We were very conscientious about the gauge, checking it all the way, drilling the holes, pounding the spikes, getting the tie plates the correct way, putting the spikes in the proper order. There we are, straightening some more ties. I think here in a little bit you'll see the painted dots on the track. That's how we knew where the ties were for alignment. But all in all, yeah, this was a great day. We had a lot of fun.
Kind of cool to be here, man.
It's hard enough for me to hit this. That's
Does that stuff.
Precision.
Precision engineering.
Good enough. That's my.
No, it's not like you're running. You know, the heaviest thing on here is 13 tons. I got audio? Yep. We're cheating!
We're going to work on two ties simultaneously here. We're pounding the tie plates in. The gauge bar spacer just fell into place, so it's gauged properly. We're lifting the railroad ties, hauling railroad ballast over one shovelful at a time. There the spikes are going in. We backed up a little bit to double check the gauge. Now you see the gauge spacer has moved up. We're on the next tie. There goes a tie plate in, jacking the rails apart.
It can't move one way, but it'll go the other way.
Is that what it is?
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so Porter was a company that built all of locomotives.
All these tracks from 1970. It's actually pretty impressive. Unless the date on them is lying to me.
Yeah, you just gotta go for it.
Oh. And then you do that and your hand's gone.
Yep.
You kind of put
the guys that started in St. Louis and went all the way to California. Or where the hell did they meet in the middle? Where was the midpoint?
Promontory Point, Utah.
Utah. The other guys did too. They made the whole trip. They wanted to make the money, you know.
So, in short, what's happening here, these ties here were really bad. They found some used ties for a really reasonable price. They already had pulled the ties out. They got the new used ones in here. So we're just lifting them up, tamping underneath, putting some good gravel, putting the plates in. So, like this plate's in here, so we got to go through, lift the rail up, put the plate in here, spike these down. That's why these marks are here to align everything, and just keep working our way down, and until we get down there, then this stretch will be done.
I don't know. We started way back there.
Yeah, we're making progress.
Slow and steady, you know, it's better than beating the crap out of ourselves.
I bet you don't need to put any of this in there.
that side of that thing.
Bearable temperature.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
We'll keep the time for it.
Handle on that side compared to that.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably 20 pounds heavier. I'd say more than that. I'm not sure. But lots, eh?
Yeah, Porter won't help us. He's just watching.
That's my job.
Oh, there we go.
Are you saying this, friend? Is that me? Excuse me? One back.
Here, let me have a run.
I could probably get that one, but he's such a good dog. I'm definitely enough that.
Watch out. I kind of found that thing on this side.
I have less on that side. Way less.
One more.
Other side's been way easier.
Where's the camper? Make every day a Friday.
Oh, there you go.
Brain power.
There's some rocks over there.
Yeah, there's foundation pretty close to this place.
Yeah, keep something hard right there. Well.
Imagine driving the whole thing up just that.
Actually, I don't think it'd be that.
Done it before. It ain't fun. Take a lot of hits.
A little bit heavier than this wouldn't be bad. And it hit the rock.
Huh?
He must be good at using the pointy end of the.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showing off a
Did
little.
they make the pointy end
I had
lighter?
no idea.
Did they make the pointy end lighter?
I was wondering why everybody was like,
What's he doing?
Yeah, you got almost every one of them
I'll
with the
take that.
pointy end. Oh, sorry.
I don't have any ears anymore.
you know.
It's not that bad. I was making a joke. Hi dog.
It would be a little longer. I could come through this, right?
Right in.
I gotta go to Eagle River.
Wisconsin, go move your feet, Miko.
No, Michigan, up
I
north.
have to go like right here.
About the same.
Ooh, is that hard to hear?
Three, four more plates.
Once you get a few ties under your belt, everybody seems to know what the next step is, so they just kind of go ahead and do it.
Calling her a day.
But it is a little after 4.
After 4?
Yeah, it's getting close. What? Actually, good call. 406.
I could probably hold it up now if you got it. Hope you get it up.
Not a bad push at all, though. Look at how. That's crazy.
That is not bad. It's pretty good.
Very good.
Wink, wink.
Tom Brady would be impressed.
There. You come too close, he's all about it. And the one girl we got, she likes to clamp on the head and just start. Nice! Yeah, you probably just made the gauge.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's because I had it pushed out here.
Yep, perfect.
I encourage you to go out and volunteer at your local railroad museum, your local history center, your local museum. So I'm going to encourage you to go out and ask your local railroad museum or your local railroad if you can help out. How neat would it be to say that, hey, I helped get that railroad up and running again? It doesn't have to be the one here in Lake Linden. It doesn't have to be my railroad. Find the local railroad museum by you and just go offer a hand. Even if you only help with one railroad tie, and you can say, hey, I helped get that railroad up and running again. I know from firsthand experience how gratifying it is. I spent my whole day up here volunteering my time, and we made several trips up here, so it's really awesome. So get out there and make it happen. One other thing I want to say is we were here to put a smile on your face today. If you're still with us, make sure you get out and put a smile on somebody else's face today. And stay tuned to see what we're up to next week. Hopefully we'll be running the steam locomotive here in the summer of 2025. We'll keep you updated. Stay tuned. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching. See you next time.